Welcome back, everybody. I think we're pointing in the sun, but we might be okay. I don't know. Sun. Still, it's a little higher now. We're in February 12th, by the way. Make sure I'm recording, and I am recording. And I am out on the 2020 Can-Am Spyder. That's a goat just chilling in the yard. Okay, my Can-Am Spyder. Let's start this all over again. The struggles are real sometimes. So I am on my 2020 Can-Am Spyder F3T. And yeah, it's a beautiful February 12th day here in Central Ohio. I am hooked up with my heated gear on. I do not have it on yet. I don't think I do. And I am just not riding good today. Just to let everybody know, for whatever reason, I am struggling. I have two Can-Am Spyders. I have a 2015 Can-Am Spyder F3 SM6. And I broke 80,000 miles on that thing. And that, I didn't think it was going to be a big deal, but my goodness, I had to stop. 80,000 miles. But since I've been riding that a lot, and I ride that in the winter when the roads are bad, because that's been through everything. I cannot hurt that Spyder any more than what it's already hurt. This one, I don't like. It's been in the salt once. I didn't know there was salt out, and you know, so this one stays locked away unless we've had rain and it's washed all the salt out, all the salt off. Then I bring this one out. So riding the my black F3. It's a true standard transmission, and if you've not been on an F3 with a true standard transmission, that clutch pull, it's stout. I mean, oh, it hurts my hand. I am not going to lie to pull the clutch in on that bad boy. And I think the RTs kind of have like some vacuum boosted, and you just nice and easy. And I wish they would have done that with the F3, because that might be why I get rid of that thing. And I think I've talked about the differences. You know, this one's built on a bigger platform. This is basically an RT in disguise. It has different shocks on it, you know, different frame. I upgraded the seat on this to a coast to coast. That one has the factory seat, which I like better than this one. Even the factory seat that came on this, for whatever reason, the one on that that old F3 is just fantastic. But I think I want to talk about, since I've really put some miles on that thing here lately, and then I've just jumped to this one, what I've noticed. I have arthritis in my hands. I have a bad shoulder, bad back, bad hips, bad. And sometimes driving, whatever you want to say, the F3, you know, has foot pegs that are in the 4th position. I can't support my right leg, so it kind of hurts sometimes where my hip's bad, whatever's going on with my back. My hands pulling in that clutch, like I said, it is just super stiff. You know, and it really is starting to play with my hands. Even riding this hurts my hands, which is sad, but you know. The 2015, the power steering, the DPS, dynamic power steering, whatever they want to call it, it's just an electric unit, electric assist, like all cars nowadays. This one boosts a lot more. It has a lot more power behind it, so it's a lot easier to turn the bar on this over that F3. So I think if you are in not so good at health, I don't know if I would recommend a F3 SM6, and I know they don't make them anymore, but you can still find them. I don't know if I would recommend that one. This thing is a lot smoother. It has an air shock on the back, so the ride is softer. I've upgraded the rear shock on mine, so it's an Elka shock. It's on the stiffer side. It's tuned for sport touring with me and a passenger and gear on it. So I mean, it's a stiff shock on the back of that thing now. Where this is nice and smooth and it's soft. This just has the Sachs big bore shocks all the way around it. And it rides nice and soft. It is super smooth, and I'm not saying the F3 is not smooth. This is just a smoother ride with the more power assist to these bars, and I think they changed that in 19. So if you're on an older Spyder, man, jump on a 19 and newer. The bars are like super light, but you get enough feel back through the bars that you know what's going on with those front tires. So this doesn't hurt my shoulder as bad, and it's not really the pushing or pulling of the bars. It's other actions that I do that hurt my shoulder, and then when I go to ride, that just makes it worse. You know, and then with this, I also have, or had the foot pegs. Well, the foot pegs are still in the 4th position, but I got the ultimate floorboards, which have changed this thing completely. Usually with the F3, you have more of a forward control, and then on the RT, you don't have a forward control. It's just a mid control. Your feet are straight down. Well, with the ultimate floorboards, I have both. I have forward controls, or I can have my feet straight down, or if I need to, I can just stand up, which, you know, every once in a while I need to do that to free up some pressure in the hips. Well, it's just a nice, easy little ride down 328 out of Logan, Ohio. So, you know, if you're getting old and your body hurts, man, I'm telling you, a big RT or an F3T or an F3 Limited with big floorboards, make sure you get the big floorboards. That makes a complete difference. The dynamic power steering on this thing is incredible. I still believe the F3 is the ultimate machine that Can-Am Spyder on-road makes. Make sure I didn't unplug anything. The F3 is just a fantastic beast. Now, I also like the true standard transmission, but as my hands are failing, you cannot be just hitting a button while you're on the gas. I'm not letting off the gas, and you just hit the button up and it shifts. Now, this is not like a quick shift. You know, it's not like instantaneous. There is a delay, and sometimes there's a big delay, and that's what I don't like about the electric shift. Plus, there's just more things to go wrong. I am that old school. Give me a clutch, something simple to put in, maintain. You know, if this fails, I can only imagine. But it's been around. It's been around since the first, 2008? And they just make it better every year. So I don't know how long I've been on this Spyder. Don't look at it's not 1252, it's 1152. And see, here I am. I don't understand why I can't stay in my lane. And I don't know what I was going to say. I don't know. But get out there. You know, if you want to be a little healthy and if you want to have fun, you know, definitely look at the little Rikers, the F3s. The F3, I'm telling you, it's a beast. Love the F3. But if you need something that's, you know, a little softer, doesn't handle as good, not quite as quick. I mean, you can't go wrong with an F3T or even the new RT. I think if I had to do it all over again, I think I would just get the RT, the base model RT. I think it is a superior bike over the this old platform. And you can tell, I mean, I've been on one, I don't even know what year it was, 21, 22, whenever they made the new body style. I hopped on it, and as soon as that thing started moving, you could tell how they just tighten things up. You know, that thing handles really good. I was on a Sea to Sky. I was impressed. Now, I wasn't impressed with the power out of it, because now you have a lot more weight, you know, but what are you gonna do, you know? Just buy 2 Spyders. I don't want cars in front of me. Okay, so that Class A was on a gravel lot. I could do that. Have a little boondocking place. I could do that. Check out all the little houses, all the little, we'll call them cabins. I dig it. All right, everybody, I think I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna listen to some tunes and pass me an F-250. Give me a big old thumbs up if you like the ramblings today. Stay safe, and I'll see everybody down the road. I need to listen to some tunes, and how I do this is cruise control on.